The tale of Aladdin and the magic lamp. Long ago, in a prosperous city of the distant east, there lived a young man named Aladdin. He was the only son of a poor, kind tailor. Aladdin's father had died when the boy was still very young, leaving him and his mother in a life of hardship. Yet, unlike his father, Aladdin was not diligent. He was fond of playing and idling about in the streets with other children, rarely helping his mother. The poor woman, grieving her husband's death, was further troubled by a son who refused to work. A fateful encounter with the sorcerer. One day, when Aladdin was a teenager, a stranger arrived from afar. He was richly dressed, with sharp, glittering eyes and an air of authority. This man was in truth a powerful sorcerer from Africa, who for many years had searched for a secret treasure hidden in that city. The sorcerer inquired about Aladdin, then sought him out. Meeting the boy in the marketplace, he feigned deep emotion, pretending to be Aladdin's long-lost uncle. Embracing him with tears, he said, "I am your father's brother. I left long ago to seek my fortune and have just returned to be with my family again." Naive Aladdin, who had never known extended kin, believed him at once. His mother, though suspicious at first, was convinced after seeing the man's kindness, sweet words, and generous gifts of gold and silver. For several days, the sorcerer treated Aladdin with great affection, taking him on outings, buying him fine clothes, and teaching him to behave like a wealthy young gentleman. Aladdin rejoiced, thinking fate had finally smiled on him. The journey to the mountain and the hidden treasure. One morning, the sorcerer said to Aladdin, "I shall reveal to you a great secret. If you obey me, you will be richer than any man alive." He led the youth outside the city, across meadows and fields, until they reached a desolate mountain. There, he asked Aladdin to gather firewood. Once the fire was lit, the sorcerer chanted strange incantations. The earth trembled, and a massive stone slab with a metal ring rose from the ground. The sorcerer said, "Beneath this stone lies an ancient treasure. Only a pure-hearted youth such as yourself may enter. Listen carefully. You will pass through 3 chambers filled with jewels. Touch nothing but one old copper lamp. Bring it to me, and when you return, your hands shall overflow with gold." Though astonished, Aladdin obeyed. He lifted the slab by the ring, revealing a deep, dark passage. Before he descended, the sorcerer gave him a strange ring. "This is a charm of protection. Wear it, and no harm will come to you." Aladdin finds the magic lamp. Aladdin entered, and indeed saw dazzling treasures, rooms filled with rubies, emeralds, diamonds. In an underground garden, trees bore fruits of pure jewels-red rubies, green emeralds, clear diamonds shining like dew. Awestruck, but mindful of the warning, Aladdin touched nothing except the dusty old lamp resting on a table. He tucked it into his tunic and, amused, plucked a few of the jeweled fruits, thinking them only ornaments. Reaching the entrance, he called, "Uncle, I have the lamp. Pull me up," but the greedy sorcerer cared only for the lamp. "Give me the lamp first." he shouted. Aladdin refused, saying he would hand it over once safe above ground. Enraged, the sorcerer muttered a spell. At once the stone slab fell, sealing the entrance and trapping Aladdin in darkness. The ring spirit saves him. Despairing, Aladdin stumbled in the blackness, certain he would die. As he clasped his hands in prayer, he accidentally rubbed the ring the sorcerer had given him. Instantly, smoke billowed and a cowering genie of the ring appeared, bowing. "Master, what is your command?" Terrified but quick-witted, Aladdin cried. "Take me out of here." The genie carried him up to the surface. Overjoyed, Aladdin rushed home, showing his mother the lamp and the strange jewel fruits. She thought the stones were colored glass and set them aside. As for the lamp, she decided to polish it before selling it for scrap. The moment she rubbed it, a vast cloud of smoke filled the house and a mighty genie of the lamp appeared. "Master, what do you wish? I shall obey." She fainted in fear, but Aladdin calmed himself and said, "Bring us food." Immediately, a golden tray appeared, laden with delicious dishes. Astonished, Aladdin and his mother realized they possessed a treasure beyond imagination. Aladdin and Princess Bedrobador. From that day, their lives changed. With the genie's help, they never lacked food or gold. Aladdin grew more mature and resolved to live honorably. One day during a festival, the Sultan's only daughter, Princess Bedrobador, was to pass through the city. All citizens were ordered indoors, forbidden to look upon her. But Aladdin disobeyed and secretly caught a glimpse. The sight of her radiant beauty struck him like lightning. He was hopelessly in love. Determined, he declared to his mother that he would marry the princess. She was terrified, thinking it impossible, but Aladdin was firm. With the genie's aid, he sent magnificent gifts to the Sultan. Chests of jewels, silks, slaves. The Sultan was astonished. Though the princess had been promised to the vizier's son, the Sultan could not resist such splendor. Aladdin finally tied the knot with Princess Bedrobador, and guess what? The genie whipped up a stunning palace for them overnight. Can you believe that? It was absolutely amazing. The sorcerer's revenge. Far away, the sorcerer learned that Aladdin had survived and married the princess. Furious, he devised a plan to reclaim the lamp. Disguised as a peddler, he roamed the streets crying, "New lamps for old who will exchange." Most mocked him, but the innocent princess noticed an ugly old lamp in the palace storeroom. Thinking to please her husband, she ordered a maid to trade it. Alas, it was the magic lamp itself. With the lamp, the sorcerer summoned its genie. Carry the palace and the princess to Africa. In an instant, the splendid palace vanished from the city. The Sultan, believing Aladdin guilty of treachery, stripped him of honors. Yet Aladdin swore to find his wife and prove his innocence. Aladdin reclaims the lamp. In despair, Aladdin remembered the ring. Rubbing it, the genie of the ring appeared. "I cannot defeat the lamp's genie, for he is stronger," the spirit confessed. "But I can take you to your wife." Thus Aladdin was carried to Africa, where he found the palace and his grieving princess. She embraced him with tears and revealed the sorcerer's trick. Together, they plotted the princess' pretended friendliness, inviting the sorcerer to dine. She served him wine secretly laced with poison. The sorcerer drank and fell dead. Aladdin seized the lamp, summoned its genie, and ordered the palace and princess returned to their city. The people rejoiced. The Sultan welcomed his son-in-law with greater love, and Aladdin was restored to honor. A joyous ending. From then on, Aladdin lived in wealth and happiness with Princess Bedrulbudur. He became a wise and just ruler, beloved by his people. The Sultan eventually named him heir to the throne. No longer the idle boy of his youth, Aladdin proved himself a brave and noble man. Under his reign, the land prospered, and its people lived in peace. The lamp remained in his care, used only when truly needed, for Aladdin had learned that riches and power are not solely born of magic, but of courage, wisdom, and integrity. And so, the tale of Aladdin and the magic lamp, one of the most celebrated stories of the 1001 Nights, was passed down through the ages. Enchantment hearts across the world. If you find the story interesting, please follow, like, and press the bell to receive more of our interesting stories.